part 2 of our series with Missouri Star Quilt Company. We go behind the scenes with company co-founder and entrepreneurial force Alan Doan. Learn how this mother-son team is building an empire in the heartland of rural Missouri. I'm Tom Rue, and this is Top of Mind. I'm here today with Alan Doan, one of the co-founders of Missouri Star Quilt Company. Alan, thank you so much for having us here today.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Like I said, it's been a real treat to discover this awesome entrepreneurial company in Hamilton, Missouri.
That's it. We have fun up here.
I mean, it's just a mecca of enterprise, right?
That's right. You rolled in, you saw the sign, 1,800 people. I mean, you know we got something going on here.
You definitely do, though. I mean, I know we were saying that tongue-in-cheek, but you definitely do. But before we get into that, perhaps for the viewers, you can share, how did this start? How is it that, this empire, this quilting empire is here in Hamilton?
The Missouri Star Quilt Company is kind of funny. Our intention was never to have a big company, right? In the beginning, our goal was to make maybe $10,000 a month. We thought if we could do that, then me and my sisters and my mom, we could all get a little bit of cash. It was just extra revenue for what we were doing. I was talking to Mom one day, and she mentioned she'd made a quilt and was taking it in to get it quilted, which means they put like the batting part and then the back on a quilt. And she's like, yeah, I'll have it back in like 9 or 10 months. I'm really excited because most everybody else is over a year. I was like, Mom, are you crazy? How long does it take to make a quilt? She said, about five hours or so. I said, can you do it? If I got you a machine, could you do it? She said, sure, I think I could. So we bought her a machine, got the building, just a cheap building here in town, at $24,000. I mean, that's why rural America is so awesome, man, because you can get these old abandoned buildings that nobody's in. Nobody has any use for anymore because the town doesn't need it.
Right.
And so you can jump in and you have this opportunity to do something with an infrastructure that is really, really cheap. So we came into this building, put the quilt machine in there, refinished a little chunk of it, and that's where it got started. So the whole family was working. I mean, we're staffing 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock at night every single day except for Sunday for free. Nobody got paid. We spent 2 years working like that. Not a single person in our company got a paycheck.
So from like 2008 to 2010.
Yep.
Okay.
And we all worked for free, donated our time, did the best we could, and that was it. But we were all building for something down the road. I mean, we had confidence we would get somewhere. Then in 2009, in March 2009, we launched a website. I locked myself in a basement and said, you know what, there's an online portion of this that we can do. I like the development side of computers. I'm in web development with some of the other stuff that I've worked on, and so I saw this opportunity. I said, I bet we could do this better than what's out there. Well, you look at it, and I feel like a lot of industries are the same way, but they were still selling fabric the same way you sell screwdrivers and lawnmowers. It's in a 3 across, 5 down grid that every e-commerce site uses, right? How do people shop for this that's different than everything else out there? And so that's what we were focusing on. And in the beginning, to be completely honest, I mean, we were a 3x5 grid. I didn't know any better. So we got in there and built it, and I was like, man, this is not sexy to me. This is not the nerdy, fun stuff that like my skill set should let me do. I convinced a buddy to come and join me for a year, and we spent a whole year rebuilding from line 1 all the way to the end, our entire website. We took it off of the existing platforms and built it custom so that we could handle yardage in a very strategic way. We could handle, filtering and searching for textiles. I mean, there's styles and finishes and all the extra things that people want to look for when they're looking for fabric, colors, and all that stuff that people really like. I mean, they're kind of spoiled. Our customers are spoiled because no other quilting websites or sewing websites do nearly the amount of work and technology thinking that we do.
So you go online, but then how did you catalyze it?
It's awesome, man. I had no idea how, right? We got the site going, we put all the products in, and then I made the domain live, and I said, we're launched! And then 3 weeks went by, not a single sale, man.
Crickets chirping.
I was dying. I was dying. And I didn't know the quilting market. I didn't know how to go market to them. We didn't have a budget, right? We couldn't spend money to get ourselves in front of people. I'd go on forums, and we were on Craigslist, and we'd reply to people looking for long arm things. I'd be like, oh, I don't know. Maybe you could check the Missouri Quilt Co. out. Maybe. Nobody cared. We finally got our first sale 3 weeks in, and it was my cousin Jennifer up in Vermont. I was like,
this sweet of her.
This doesn't even count.
No, it doesn't.
Well, so that's when we turned to YouTube, right? So we came down, we made some video tutorials of Mom teaching people how to quilt. And we thought it would be a really cool thing to be able to put up on YouTube. And then once we had that, we sort of had our marketing piece, right? We didn't need people to come and shop with us per se. We needed them to come and discover us through Mom. So we took these traditional quilting techniques and then taught people in a really plain language how to do them. And so as soon as they started learning that, I mean, they kind of fell in love with Mom. She's the magic sauce here, right?
Right. It's going to be sewing the 2 tumbler pieces together. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It really is a piece of cake, but
where Mom is such a great teacher, people fall in love with her. And then sort of, I think to support her, they come and shop at the site. And then they were pleasantly surprised with what we were able to do on the website and, you know, how great that experience is, some of our deals and specials that are fun to engage with, and they continue to support us.
Now you're doing a little bit of volume daily, right?
We do, yeah. Well, it was cousin Jennifer, and then June that year we had our record day. We had it was the end of June, and I was still living with my best friend in his basement. We were still programming it there. We had 8 sales in a day. We mispriced something. We meant to do it at $1.88. We did it at 88 cents, and we had 8 sales, and our mind was blown. We have a video of us jumping high fives. We're just like, this is it. I mean, in the future, maybe 8 sales.
We've arrived.
Maybe 8 sales will be like nothing, but right now,
right,
we did it, right? And so now our average, I mean, we'll put out about 2,000 orders a day, ship out of our facility, which is just crazy to me. I mean, it's just nuts that there's that kind of volume to be had, and that amount of people that are excited about quilting. I mean, that's what's awesome about this. Is it's an industry that on the surface, some people will look at and they'll say, oh, it's not very. I mean, that's cool. It's not very fun, though. I mean, I wouldn't do that. But like, it's turning into this very fun, very artistic, creative, let me express myself sort of thing. And man, just people love it.
I mean, like, how many employees do you have now?
We're at 115 employees. But coming from a town of 1,800 people, I mean, that's a significant chunk of Hamilton is cranking away over here. And that's what's cool to me is that we have, I mean, you walk around and talk to any of our employees, they're the best people you'll meet. And we've been lucky enough to just have this great community that supported us.
Now, the site in the 2,000 orders per day, that's one piece of the business, but earlier today, we got to go see several buildings. You know, one of the buildings we visited looks very much like a hotel, conference center. Yep. You know, what's the story behind that?
Well, so we're building here, we talk about it all the time, the Disneyland of quilting, right? We sell happiness. I mean, that's sort of the idea. You come here, and when you go to Disneyland, and it's the experience for the day, right? You got a place to eat, you got stuff to do, and you got a place to stay. And they keep you there as long as they can. They just try and, you know, they want you to stay in that magic experience. Well, we're trying to do the same thing here, right? So we've got things to do. We had to start a couple of places to eat. We've got Jay's Burger Dive and Poppy's Bakery that we backed. We got one other restaurant opening in June that we're really excited about. And so we've got things to do, things to eat. And then we had to start the places to stay. So ideally, we're going to have enough quilt shops. You're not going to be able to do it in a day. The old 3-ring circus idea, right? You can't watch all 3 rings at once. We want to bring people to town, give them enough to do that they're like, man, well, that was a great Saturday, but I need another day, right? And then we say, great, come stay here, eat the food with the local guys, and hang out for a bit, keep shopping. It's going to be awesome.
What has that meant for, you know, Main Street right out here?
Oh, our main street has been really fun to watch, because we've got some great businesses that have been on Main Street for a while, and people that have made it through the recession. I mean, they've hung on where really there wasn't a lot to hang on to. But there was a lot of sort of abandoned buildings, a lot of companies that didn't make it, or people that had run their business and were just done. They didn't want to keep doing it anymore. There wasn't enough money in Hamilton for them to care. And so those buildings have just sort of been left to rot. And so the hotel that we're in, the sewing center, that upstairs, I don't think anybody had been in there for 40 years. I mean, when we got into that building, it was dead animals upstairs and plaster falling down, and I think there was it was haunted by ghosts or something. It was the worst you could think of. And we got in there and cleaned it up and refinished it and did all that. But I mean, no one was ever going to use that space, right? So when we went in there, we created this great space that is something that was totally unusable. And so up and down Main Street, man, it's night and day. And people are seeing these different buildings get fixed up, and it's like they're rediscovering their town.
What would be your advice? I mean, again, I have the benefit of knowing some of your background. You've really made kind of the entrepreneurial circuit. You have the pedigree, Techstars, and other things in your background. So you have a unique and informed position. You've lived kind of la vida loca in the high tech and high potential, build an app, sell it for $1 billion, blah, blah, blah. And here you've done something that's low tech, if you'll forgive me for saying it, but it's had such an enormous impact. You're having such tremendous growth with it. So based upon that arc of your life so far, what would be your advice to any aspiring entrepreneurs that are watching this today?
Well, I'll tell you what's really cool about doing what I do is, we've worked in, you go and build an app, or you go and spend months and months and months building something that in the end nobody uses, right? Let's say your app doesn't stick. You're the part of the 90% that fails instead of the 10% that succeeds, or whatever that stat is, right? It's really, really awesome to have my sandbox are people that are coming in every day giving me feedback. They love to come and use my product. They're excited about what we're doing, and that's been amazing to me. And so I've been, there's a part of me that is still drawn to that high tech. Let's go do all that other stuff. But man, I get so much joy out of building something that people use every day. And so if you're an entrepreneur and I was going to give you advice, I would say look where you can build real value, and the money, the everything else that'll follow. If you can figure out where to drive value, everything else will come along.
Building real value. I love it. That's a great close. Thank you so much for your time today. Godspeed and good luck with everything that's happening here.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for making the drive.